Okay, so what is going on, people? It's Kim here, and welcome back to another completed transfers episode. Now, of course, on my channel, I will be covering, like I did with the Shaka deal, where I'll ask you guys on Twitter for your thoughts and opinions, and I'll do those types of episodes of this series. But for today, I'm going to go over quite a few transfers that have been done, just major ones, I'm going to say, or interesting ones of that, selected. Most of these are probably going to be based within the UK, so that's the Premiership, of course, and then I will do selected overseas, but the majority possibly will be the Premier League because that's obviously the league around me and the league that I know the most information of. So, yes, and with the other episodes that I do as well, like the Xhaka video that I did when he signed for Arsenal. To get involved with those, just follow me on Twitter because I will post questions from time to time and make videos of them with your comments. And of course, you get a cheeky little shout out in there as well. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm starting us off today with a signing of Hatem Ben Arfa, and the club that have signed him is Paris Saint-Germain, or PSG as they're also known as. They actually signed it from Nice on a free, which is pretty good. Ben Arfa, most of you possibly know from his Premiership days. Used to play for Newcastle, of course, and I think he also had a loan move to Hull at some point. And yeah, he's quite a pacey player. A lot of FIFA people will know him as well because he's pretty good in FIFA with his pace, of course. Speaking of Newcastle, Bournemouth winger, I think he plays, Matt Ritchie, who pretty good again, has joined Newcastle. Now that's quite an interesting one because, of course, Bournemouth being in the Premier League and Newcastle obviously getting relegated, so I thought it was quite an interesting one. But fair play to Matt Ritchie. He's going to Newcastle obviously to do a job in helping them get back up into the Premier League, of course, which without a doubt that'll be Newcastle's aim, 100% for the upcoming season. But yeah, Matt Ritchie, pretty decent again. I haven't seen much of him, and I'm not going to pretend that I'm some expert on him or on Bournemouth in general. But again, yeah, I think that's quite a good signing for Newcastle. I think he will be quite a good addition to the side. I do believe he was part of the squad that got Bournemouth promoted as well. So he's not shy of helping teams get promoted, I think is what I'm trying to say. You guys get what I'm on about anyway. Some more business being done by Newcastle here. This time, Dwight Gayle from Crystal Palace joining the club for a reported fee of around 10 million. Pretty good signing again. Didn't really play too much for Crystal Palace. He's quite pacey. So obviously, I think a great addition for Castle, and yeah, hopefully he can get some game time there, and like I say, possibly be part of the squad that maybe helps Newcastle get back into the Premier League for, well, not the upcoming season, but the season after that, of course. Stephen Fletcher from Sunderland, who we know, you possibly, if you follow the Premier League, I'm sure you'll have heard of Stephen Fletcher, has joined Sheffield Wednesday for free. Quite an interesting one. I think he went out on loan to France. I think he went to Marseille. Then obviously he's come back from that loan and obviously not impressed too much in France and has now gone on a free to Sheffield Wednesday. I'm throwing this one in there as a little bit of a throwback to my fellow Arsenal fans that should be watching this video. Shout out if there are any Gunners watching this. But yeah, we have got Kyle Bartley, who is only on a loan move, but I wanted to talk about him a little bit because he hasn't really done all that much. In total honesty, now, like, he got a call up from Arsenal and he come through the Arsenal Youth Academy, of course. He got a call up and he wasn't great for us, but I think we were perhaps a little bit harsh on him. He was playing in a very weak defence at the time anyway. Bartley is a centre back, for those of you who don't know. We sold him to Swansea, so that shows, that he can't be all that bad if he's getting a move to another Premiership side. And Swansea, they're not exactly a bad team on the day. They can play some really good football. So, yeah, and he's actually got a loan move to Leeds. So, does that mean that Swansea are going to be looking to get some more players, obviously centre-backs, in that position? I know they've got Ashley Williams, who I would say is their strongest defender, so they're trying to get some support for him now, and obviously by doing that, clearing, not necessarily clearing Bartley out, but, giving him a chance, I suppose, and clearing a little bit of space in order to get that centre-back, perhaps clearing the wages a little bit for them. Now, Newcastle have also, I thought this one was quite strange. They sold Andros Townsend. Arsenal fans know him well because he obviously used to play for Spurs. And Townsend, I try not to like him because he's like, obviously, didn't really come through Spurs, but, played for Spurs for a bit. And as an Arsenal fan, it's difficult to kind of give him some praise, but he's not that bad at all. He's half decent. And yeah, I would probably say he's too good for the Championship. So, he got a move to Crystal Palace for a fee estimated around 13 million, I think. Again, this isn't necessarily a massive transfer, but I wanted to cover a little bit of the story behind it as well. So Martin, I think that's how you pronounce his first name, Stekelenburg. I think I nailed that. I'm not gonna lie, I think I absolutely nailed that one. So Martin Stekelenburg has joined Everton from Fulham for an undisclosed fee. Just wanted to throw this in there because obviously with Tim Howard leaving, moving back to the States, Stekelenburg is obviously. He was a major priority actually for Everton, and I actually really like this keeper. I am going to tell you guys to keep an eye out for him because he is a pretty good keeper, and he's very, very underrated. That's all I'm saying. Next up, a bigger transfer that I was gutted about, to be fair. That is Nolito from Celta Vigo moving to Man City for a fee around £13.8 million. When I'm talking about fees, I'm talking about in pounds, British pounds, sterling, not anything else. So just in case I cause any confusion there, that is the currency that I will be talking about whenever I mention any. But yeah, Nolito, a player that I really wanted to see at Arsenal. He was linked with Arsenal. I think it was in January we were linked with him. So for Man City to sign him is a little bit gutting, but it's going to be exciting to see him in the Premier League. And honestly, rivalries aside, I hope he does really well. Now this one is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant work from Crystal Palace here. Crystal Palace have managed to sign, if you play FIFA, you'll know all about this goalkeeper, Steve Mandanda from Marseille. That is such a good signing for Crystal Palace. It's absolutely insane. I'd honestly, Alan Pardew, massive hats off to you there because that is such a good signing. For Crystal Palace to be bringing a keeper in of that quality, honestly, he is just incredible. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. So the Premiership next season is going to be so tough. And talking about the Premiership next season being tough, we're going to move on to Zlatan Ibrahimovic joining Manchester United from Paris Saint-Germain. He joins for free, of course, but his wages are, I don't know exactly how much he's going to earn, but I'm sure some of you do. So if you do know for sure, let me know in the comments down below and let other people know as well. But yeah, Zlatan joining Man U, it could either go one way or the other. I feel like a right tool because I made a video on Zlatan possibly joining Arsenal. Honestly believed that it was going to happen, and the less said about that, the better. But yeah, it could honestly go either way, to be fair. He's either going to be Zlatan and be absolutely incredible, beasting defenders and just eating people for breakfast, basically, or he's going to struggle. And to be fair, I think if he does struggle, what will be the main excuse is obviously going to be his age, which is a fair excuse, but still, it's one of them where a lot of people are writing him off. A lot of people are saying that he's going to win them the league and stuff. So I think it's one of them where we've just got to sit back and just watch what happens. Talking of Manchester United, I don't know if you guys remember him when he was at Man United, but Anders Lindegaard, the goalkeeper, was actually at West Brom, has now left for Preston North End on a free as well. So quite a shame, really, because, considering he was at one point at Manchester United, moved to West Brom, and then now he's going to be playing for Preston. But who knows? Maybe Preston can be the next big thing next season. Maybe they will come up, of course, and get some Premiership football soon. Maybe who knows? Next up, we've got Michy Batshuayi. I think that's pronounced. I do apologise. Please don't rip into me in the comments down below. So, Chelsea signed this guy from Marseille, who I think he's a striker, can cover on the wing as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. They signed him for a reported fee of 33 million. Not sure what truth is in that there. Not sure how true that is. But 33 million, I think that's a little bit too much for... He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but I feel like we haven't seen enough from him at the level that he's been playing at, and, at the quality that he's been at for too long, for him to be worth 33 million. So, it's going to be interesting to see how he does in the Premier League. But I want you guys to let me know what you think about this transfer in the comments down below, because I'm quite unsure of it. Now, Chelsea fans are obviously over the moon, and they do have every right to be there, because he is a good player. Well, last season he had a very good season. He did score for Belgium as well in the Euros. So yeah, and it's not the Arsenal in me that's like trying to not really rip into him, but just question the fee, really. If of course it was 33 million, that is only reported, but yeah, I just do think it's a little bit mad, really. The next transfer I want to cover for you guys today is the signing of Valencia, actually, not Valencia the footballer, but one of his former teammates, actually, Louis Nani, who of course used to play for Manchester United, moved to Fenerbahce, hasn't really been enjoying Turkey that much, it's safe to say. I don't think, in all honesty, no offence if you are a Fenerbahce fan watching this or support the Turkish league, but I don't think he wanted the move particularly anyway. I think it was basically one of only like the kind of deal that was kind of legit or like suitable to go to. So I'm not sure, I'm no expert, I'm just going off what I've read before. So Nani, he wasn't like Van Persie. Actually, Van Persie doesn't seem all that happy out in Turkey, but again, it could just be paper talk. But he's joined Valencia, and I think that's a good signing for Valencia, actually. It's gonna make the BBVA interesting as well, with Nani coming up against like Ronaldo, obviously both Portuguese men, playing against each other. I think that'll be quite interesting to see. And I do still think that Nani is quite half decent still as well. Next up, one of Newcastle's probably strongest defenders, and he's been there for years. He's probably a legend to Newcastle fans, and that is Fabricio Coloccini. I'm so bad at reading names, I do apologise. You guys know what I'm on about. The guy with curly hair, the Newcastle's, the Geordie Puyol, shall we call him? Well, not so Geordie anymore, because he's moved to San Lorenzo on a free. The next transfer, guys, is Leroy Fer, joining Swansea from QPR for an undisclosed fee. A good kind of a central midfielder. I'm not sure if he's classed as a CDM or just just an all-round central midfielder. But a great addition for Swansea, actually, in my personal opinion. Let me know what you think of this transfer and any of the others that I've covered so far in the comments down below. Next up, I have another transfer I was absolutely gutted about, and that was Mkhitaryan, I think I nailed that name, joining Manchester United from Borussia Dortmund, of course. I was honestly we were linked with this guy quite heavily, and I was so excited. I was like, I don't know why I do this. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm like, I should know by now not to get too gassed from the media and transfer rumours. I should just know to just chill, just to go with it. And when we do sign someone, just be happy when it's confirmed on Arsenal official Twitter account or Sky Sports News, when it's been confirmed and I actually see them holding the Arsenal shirt, not to just hype myself up like I do, but yeah, Mkhitaryan joining Manchester United is great business from Manchester United there. I think he's going to be an amazing signing for them. Really good player. Again, massively, massively underrated in my opinion. But you guys let me know what you think in those comments down below. Now, we've been talking about Manchester United a lot. He is one player that they've actually let go of, and that is Victor Valdes. Now, why did they bother signing Valdes? I'm sorry, but he hardly played for them. He got a lot of hate. Something clearly went wrong with Manchester United because, like, he just got so much stick. He got so much. I don't know what happened. He hardly played. And yeah, just a really bad signing in my opinion. But has a chance to redeem himself now at newly promoted Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough have made some pretty good signings actually. We'll go and move on to talk about some more further on in this video. But yeah, Middlesbrough have really impressed me actually, and they signed him for free as well. Considering Victor Valdes used to play for Barcelona, Victor Valdes has Champions League experience. This guy, what he could offer to Middlesbrough is brilliant, and that is fantastic work for Middlesbrough in my opinion. I have to applaud that. That is such a good signing for them. I'm back with the Geordies, guys. Newcastle still. They've signed Atletico Madrid's Jesus James. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. I'm so bad at this. If I'm reading it in like as if it's an English name, it's Jesus Games with a Z. But I know that is not how it's pronounced. And yeah, he joined on a free, and I think again that's pretty good work from Newcastle. It's going to be, I think, as long as all the new signings gel together and work quite well together, then they should, of course, do. I think they should get themselves back up into the Premier League. Next up, I'm going to cover Papiss Cisse moving to Shandong Luneng. Why the hell did I read this transfer? The reason is we're going to see in a second, I'm not going to call Cisse a big player, but a lot of players this summer have actually been making moves out to China, who of course just obviously got insane money at the minute, and they are just paying players ridiculous wages. And I want to say it's good for China, but I think it's bad for football because I think it's just ruining the game. It's just like you've got. We'll cover some more in a minute, and I'll elaborate in a minute. But yeah, it's just becoming ridiculous. Like the proper guaranteed they're going to be overpaying Papiss Cisse, and if like. He's probably a bad option because there's another player who we'll probably see him in a minute anyway. Lavezzi from PSG, fantastic winger, has the qualities to play for a top Premiership side, top BBVA side. He could go to any top team and quite easily get into the side. I personally think. He's a great player, and he's gone and moved to China, and now I don't know what sort of wages he's going to be on, but. You imagine like someone else trying to get him now. He's probably gonna have to take a wage cut because that's how ridiculous money China are going to be paying him. Another player moving to China, of course, was Graziano Pelle, joining the same side as Cisse, of course, for £12 million, which is, I guess, that's not too bad. But what wages is it going to be on? That is the question. Another signing I was gutted about actually, Isaac Hayden. Just wanted to cover this because I'm an Arsenal fan, of course. I thought he was a really exciting. Well, I think he's a really exciting young prospect, and I really wanted to see him at Arsenal, but he's actually moved to Newcastle again. Another great bit of business from Newcastle. One to watch for next season, Newcastle fans. I personally think. The next one is Samuel Umtiti. From Lyon. I just had to say that name so quickly, and then I thought, what am I doing? I'm gonna laugh anyway. I'm sorry, it just gets me every time. Has joined Barcelona. I cannot speak today. Has joined Barcelona from Lyon for 21 million. I think that's a little bit pricey. He's a great defender, don't get me wrong, but is he worth 21 million? That's the question. Again, just going to be interesting to see. Just one of them where I'm not going to write him off before I've seen him play, but you know, I just don't see him being worth 21 million, but I might eat my words. I wanted to cover this one because it's interesting for me. Now, Jerome Thomas, who came to the ranks at Arsenal, he's played for another couple of Premiership sides as well. I can't quite remember who they were, but he's played for some Premiership sides. Has now actually joined my local side, Port Vale. How awesome is that? Like, for me being an Arsenal fan, to have a former Arsenal player come through the youth system. I think he played 6 games for the senior team. Moving to my local side, not even Stoke, Port Vale, who are more local to me than what Stoke are. I just think that's great. I just thought I'd throw that one in there for any other Arsenal fans watching and any Port Vale fans that might be watching. Barcelona again being active in the transfer window. Lucas Digne from PSG joining them now. Obviously the French fullback, I think he plays left back. Joined them for a fee around £13.9 million. Next up, one that I was quite shocked about, Martin Skrtel, obviously been at Liverpool for quite a while now, has left Liverpool and joined Turkish side Fenerbahce for a fee reported around £5 million. That's quite a good signing, actually. I think that's quite cheap for a player of Skrtel's level. Liverpool obviously having a little bit of a clear out because Jordan Ibe, the winger, who was, I laugh, I'm very sorry, tipped to be like the next Sterling, the Liverpool Sterling though, not the Man City Sterling, has left Liverpool as well to join Bournemouth, obviously possibly a replacement for Matt Ritchie, who left for Newcastle, of course, from Bournemouth. Then he joined Bournemouth for £15 million. Next one, another one that hurts me. I really wanted to see this guy at Arsenal. Mehdi Benatia from Bayern Munich, the centre-back, of course, has joined at Juventus on a loan, though. No permanent deal done yet. But, quite sad, actually. I did really want to see this guy at Arsenal, at the back with, like, Koscielny. I think that would have been a great pairing, but sadly, not meant to be. I just realised how depressing this video is, me being an Arsenal fan. Oh, I'm sorry. Next up, another player who impressed quite a bit, actually, was Emanuele Giaccherini. Obviously Italian himself, and playing for Sunderland, impressed the likes of Napoli, so he's made a move back to his home country for an undisclosed fee. Next up, another big one. This is great business, actually. Chelsea signing Leicester City's N'Golo Kante for a fee of £30 million. Great signing for Chelsea, actually. Exactly the kind of player that I think they need. A lot of Arsenal fans moaned about this one, but I think with us signing Xhaka, we didn't really need Kante. I'm not saying that Xhaka is better than Kante. I'm not saying the other way round. I actually think the two are quite different players, although they play in the same position. But I am more than happy with Arsenal's midfield, believe it or not. I'm actually very happy with that. So, Arsenal fans, stop moaning. And being almost 25 minutes in here, that is the last one I'm going to cover for today. So I will be covering some single transfers as well. Any future ones that do happen after this video, of course. I will be covering those, so make sure you follow my social media down in the description down below so you can get involved with some of them, just in case I do a video like that where I ask you guys your thoughts and opinions and you let me know, and we have a good unbiased debate. With that being said, guys, thank you all for watching. I'm sorry that this video's been pretty long, but I just wanted to cover as many as I possibly could do, and without babbling on too much like I'm doing at the outro here. But yeah, I'm going to cut it short. Thank you for watching, guys. Leave a like rating if you enjoyed. Drop a comment on any comments that you've got in general about the transfers. Let me know if you're a fan of a team that have let somebody go or signed somebody new. Just let me know what you think on those any transfers that I've covered in today's video. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next one.